What's up, everybody? I'm Jeffrey Hessler. Welcome back to the channel on the Gridiron Podcast. If you're new to the channel, please check out some of my other videos. Leave a like, subscribe. In my last video, we talked about the shortcomings of Ohio State in the college football playoff. And if you didn't watch the national championship on Monday night, I promise you did not miss much. That Georgia went on to win. Complete blowout. We're not going to get into that. I'm sorry, I'm not wasting my time on a game that I fell asleep during because it was so boring. Shout out to Georgia, back-to-back champions. Very hard thing to do. Shout out to them. But today we'll be talking about the Chicago Bears now have the number one pick in the draft. Okay, and there's rumors out there speculating Bryce Young possibly going to the Chicago Bears, replacing Justin Fields and whatnot. So let's hop right into it. First and foremost, I'm going to give you guys a layout of how this kind of all happened. So Sunday, Houston Texans go in. If they lose, they'll have the number one pick in the draft. All they got to do, lose. Lovie Smith says, nah, to hell with that. I'm going to win this game, all right? So they're playing the Indianapolis Colts and convert on a ridiculous, I think, 4th and 20, I think it was. Convert that, score the touchdown, go for 2, win the game, and just like that, the Chicago Bears got the number one pick in the draft. And, Justin Fields showed a lot of flashes with his athletic ability. This past season, he was in reaching distance of the single season record for rushing yards as a quarterback. That's really impressive as a guy in his second year with not a lot of help around him, doing what he was able to do this year. I know they didn't win as many games as they wanted, but a lot of positives to look forward with Justin Fields. But Bears fans have been speculating. People on SportsCenter or these talk shows that you watch, they've been speculating. People on talk shows have been speculating. On Twitter have been speculating. What if the Bears decided to move on from Justin Fields and take Bryce Young? Now, things to remember here, okay? Justin Fields, yes, in his second year, but that is a whole new front office, okay? The people that drafted Justin Fields are no longer in Chicago. No coaches, maybe assistant coaches, head coaches there. Matt Nagy's gone, new GM. So those guys did not draft Justin Fields, and there's been openness around the GM who said, they feel like he's not all the way there as a passer where they would like him to be. But I think that's very hard to hold that against Justin Fields when he's throwing to DoorDash drivers at the end of the season. Like, you can't sit here and say this quarterback's arm talent isn't there when he's got the worst offensive line in football. If he didn't have the athletic ability that he did, he'd be sacked 27 times a game. So it's hard to blame a young quarterback who's got to develop on his own, basically, because he's got nothing around him, all right? Like I said, at the end of the year, his receivers were trash. I mean, to an NFL extent, okay? I'm not going to sit here and bash them. They're great athletes. They're world-class athletes, okay? But to NFL standard, they do not have a very good receiving core whatsoever. Darnell Mooney, don't get me wrong, he's a good receiver, really good speed. I like what he's able to do. But that dude is a high-end wide receiver 2 at most. Chase Claypool, high-end wide receiver 2 at most. Like, I'm a Steelers fan. I watched this dude in Pittsburgh. In his rookie year, he was good. Second year, made some stupid mistakes down year. And then this year, same thing. Like, the dude just wasn't as good as what people thought he was. He's got great size and athletic ability, but he didn't even do good in Chicago in the games he played this year. And you got to learn the playbook, whatnot, whatever. But shout out to the Chicago Bears for giving my Steelers that second-round pick that just turned into a first-round pick. So, enough of that. But it would be surprising for me to see Chicago when you got a very bad defensive line, you got a bad offensive line, your secondary, there's some hope there. I mean, Kyler Gordon, he's got potential, rookie this year. Jaquan Brisker, another rookie safety, very, very good this year in his rookie year when he was healthy. Eddie Jackson's still there. But they traded away Roquan Smith. They don't got no linebackers. They traded away Roquan Smith, who just got paid to be the highest paid linebacker in NFL history. They got rid of Khalil Mack years ago. They got rid of Robert Quinn this season. They don't got nobody off the edge. And in my opinion, if you're the Chicago Bears, you got everything right in front of you, okay? You got the number one pick. Now these guys are going to have to trade in order to get their quarterback. Use that as leverage. Build around Justin Fields. It's way too early to give up on a dude when you haven't really even built around him. The dude's got nothing to work with. This season was solely based off of his development only. Like, he had nothing around him to help, okay? David Montgomery's going to be a free agent in the offseason. They don't even know if they're going to get him back, okay? So let's build around your young quarterback. Forget Bryce Young. they got to kind of play into it a little bit, get leverage, because of a team like the Houston Texans, thinking about trading for the number 1 pick in the draft with the Bears, but the Bears sitting here talking about, we really like Bryce Young. We really like Bryce Young. That's gonna leave Houston with no choice other than either take C.J. Stroud, and C.J. Stroud also in this, Will Levis, I guess you can put in this as well. Whoever the quarterback may be, you have leverage if you use that against them. They're going to be more aggressive to get that pick, and you can get more in return for that pick. So in the end, you can use it as great leverage. But to sit here and say that Justin Fields needs to be replaced by Bryce Young, a 5'10", 180, 90-pound quarterback who's unproven in the NFL, I mean, Justin Fields to this point in the NFL has been good. He's been okay. He ended the season great. There's definitely room for improvement, like everybody knows, but like I said, he doesn't have a cast around him. Get this guy a line. Get this guy a defense. Get this guy some targets. You look at these young quarterbacks, and so many people are quick to call these quarterbacks busts when they don't have nothing around them. You can't blame Trevor Lawrence for his rookie year. He had nothing around him. Terrible coaching. Quarterbacks are a product of their environment, and to some cases, okay? Zach Wilson, on the other hand, that's just not clicking, okay? But for the most part, quarterbacks are product of their environment. If you got nothing around the guy, if you can't build around the guy, he's not going to be good. Josh Allen, we knew he had the crazy athletic ability. We knew he had a great arm. His rookie year, he turned the ball over like crazy, and then they go out and get Stephon Diggs, and they start building around this guy. All of a sudden, Josh Allen's one of the highest paid players in the NFL, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. It's that simple, okay? Justin Herbert's been built around. Joe Burrow, built around. Patrick Mahomes, build around. You can't just give up on these guys. You got to build around them and hope it works out. The Bears could use it as leverage, like I said, but at the end of the day, you got to build around your quarterback. You can't expect this dude to go out and beat Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen when he's got average at best receivers, okay? He's got average as a compliment to this offensive line. That offensive line is atrocious. Okay, I don't think there was this point in this season where they didn't have a different starting 5 offensive line. They interchanged it all year long. Okay, Justin Fields will be okay. He knows how to throw a football. That was never the question for me, at least out of college, whether or not Justin Fields could throw a football. Okay, I watched him do it for 2 years straight at Ohio State. He did it pretty damn well. In my opinion, probably the best Ohio State quarterback ever. So let's put to rest the Bryce Young stuff, Bears fans, anybody. You got a good quarterback. Build around this guy. You can see what happens. You got the most cap in the offseason. You can spend money to bring in assets. Cincinnati Bengals did it. We've seen it. The Jaguars did it. It's paid off, okay? These teams go out and spend all this money in the offseason, and then they get to the playoffs. Okay, Cincinnati just made a Super Bowl run. They're one of the best teams in the NFL right now. They can make another Super Bowl run. Some people's Super Bowl favorite, okay? Jacksonville Jaguars in the playoffs, which, by the way, we're going to get into the playoffs later this week. I'm going to break down my AFC picks and my NFC picks the day after. So y'all stay tuned for that. But wrapping up this video, like I said, let's build around Justin Fields. If you want to intrigue other teams by saying, we really like Bryce Young, I get it. But ultimately, I think it would be a stupid decision at best for the Chicago Bears to take Bryce Young and just give up on Justin Fields like that. And that is just my opinion. So, with that being said, guys, please let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section. What you guys think of the playoffs, what you guys think of the draft coming up, who's your favorite prospects, anything like that. Just talk to me. Let me know what's up. You guys have a nice day. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel.